So, welcome to this video. This is actually the first build video that I'm making on this channel. And this channel is just like a random channel. Like whenever I am in the mood to make a video, I just do. And then whatever it is whatever it is. But this time I decided I wanted to make a build video. And the way that I build in The Sims is just really backwards and weird. So I saw an image in an ad recently. And I wanted to try making that, but like in video form. In The Sims. So I knew that there were some things that I could do, but I wasn't sure if I could do everything that I wanted to do. So a lot of this video is just testing things out and seeing if it works after all. But I do like to build this way, which is not necessarily starting with walls, because walls tend to block my view. I want to be able to see across. I want to be able to see an open view of what the rooms would look like if I were standing there myself. And I know that in The Sims, you can basically do that if you continuously go back into live mode and then use the tab feature. But I just find it so difficult to control. And you'll see later, the videos showcasing what this build looks like when it's done are not so great because I find that so difficult to use or maneuver properly. But mostly what I wanted to talk about today was just my recent exploits, not exploits, how can I say, my recent adventures in playing The Sims. Before this year, I didn't really use mods very much, and basically I started using them around the time I started this channel, which was, I don't know, like a month or so ago. And ever since then, I've been just completely hooked. It isn't as though I've never used mods before, but I just found them kind of buggy, and I couldn't be sure that I could trust, every site that I would find them on. But the ones that I've been using, I think, are fine. My game still runs fine, and it actually runs better. Not to say that it runs better, but just that it's funner to play. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. The weirdest thing happened in my game recently. So basically, I have this family that I'm playing. And actually, the family, I don't really need to be playing the family. It started out as a trial for one of the mods that I downloaded, which was a height slider mod. And the dad was the tallest height, the mom was the shortest height, and the son was just kind of an average height. And they also had a daughter, and she was whatever the child height was for, like regularly in The Sims. But for whatever reason, I kept getting that error message that everybody was getting, right? It was like error code 0 or something like that. And I didn't think that it was the mod that was causing that problem. But at that time, I didn't have very many mods in the game. And it turns out that mod was causing the problem. Once I took it out, I didn't have the problem anymore. So then I couldn't really play that family with the different heights anymore. So I couldn't really see what that would really look like, what that would really play out as. But for whatever reason, I fell in love with the main character. And I've just been playing his family like ever since. So he eventually aged up, and got married to one of his childhood friends. And all of his friends have remained friends throughout the years. So basically, his name is Jace, and he's married to Taku. Taku is actually a Sim that came with Snowy Escape. He's part of the Akiyama family. And so basically, all of their childhood friends, because they were in the same friend circle when Jace was a teen, they all basically know each other and are best friends even today. And now they are having kids, and their kids are getting kind of older, and it's been very fun to play. But basically what happened was they got married, and they have 3 adopted kids, a boy, a girl, and a boy. And the youngest boy, Rodolfo, who is so adorable, he's so pudgy, it was his birthday. He was going to age up from a toddler to a child. So, just like in all the other events, I would gather all the friends and family together so they could celebrate together. And tell me why. So in the meantime, I kind of set up the lives of the other Sims as well. So even though I'm not playing them, I'll find them a partner, I'll find them a roommate, I'll, build them a house because I like building in The Sims. I don't like doing gameplay as much. So many of my saves, I just stopped playing after a while because I stopped having an excuse to build. But in combination with, I guess, a character that I really love because I'm in love with him. He's one of my favorite characters I've ever had in the game ever, and I want the best for him, like genuinely. A combination of that, my use of mods that I didn't used to do, and I forgot what the thing it was. I'll know when I listen back. But the combination of those three things. Oh, and then building all, not building, but maintaining the other households, and then occasionally building their like apartment or building their home, for example, for them to live at with their new family, has basically given the game a lot of like replay value in that I want to play more and more and more. So basically, Taku has a younger sister, Miki, and so Miki was meant to be like a career woman. So her whole thing was she wanted to get married. That was the thing she wanted to do, but she didn't necessarily want to have kids. That wasn't her big thing. She just wanted to be a career woman. So I hooked her up with Rohan Elderberry just because it was probably convenient. There wasn't any very particular reason why. And so they got married, and then they kind of had sex for the first time on their honeymoon or whatever. And then I stopped playing them. Like I was just going to basically leave Miki there. But then I kidnapped Rohan so that I could continue playing my household, but get him into college because it takes a few days to get a sim into college. So the idea was, after I get him into college, I'm just going to move him out. What happened was, I know it's like I'm dragging, but I just need to give you a little background, okay? So what happened was, it's Rodolfo's birthday party, and Miki and Rohan are like kind of guests at the party, but I had moved them into my household because, lo and behold, when I tried to send Rohan back to his household, it turns out that one night that they had together on their honeymoon, Miki actually got pregnant, and Miki is devastated. So this is the first major thing that was like, it actually gave me pause, and I did not know what I was going to do. It was, I had a plan for them, and I felt like in their life they had a plan. And then here is this complication of just like, based on the mod, she just did not want to have a child. But Rohan was kind of excited about having a child. So I had a dilemma. Like, what exactly am I going to do? Like, how do I resolve this problem? And so I had Taku, because Miki and Taku are like, best friends. And, Jenna is also in the picture. Kato is also in the picture. But I was like, if I were Miki, what would I do in this case? So I called Taku over, I called Jenna over, and I was like, guys, what should I do? What should I do? And so Taku in my Let's Play, I don't know if this is originally one of his traits or not, but he loves kids. One of his main things is just that he wants to have kids. So that's why even though they're, at least at this point, they were pretty young, they had 3 kids, So basically, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, if I were Taku, what would I do in this case? So I was like, okay, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite her to come stay with me, her and Rohan, so that I could basically, like, as Taku, raise their baby. Because, okay, to be honest, like, Rodolfo was about to grow up. And look, I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't know. It was just fun. Like, raising the babies was fun. It gave me something to do every day. And even though Jace and Taku have their own thing going on, neither of them work. They're both freelancers, so they can work from home. And like, they're moving from house to house as their family gets bigger. And it's just it's so wonderful. And so I'm like, but Rodolfo's about to grow up, and I'm going to have 3 kids. And everybody knows you can't do anything with kids in the game. So it's like, well, what am I going to do? Okay. So basically, I decided that I was going to move them in, so that the main reason to move them in was because I wanted to raise the baby. But I thought, you know what? If Rohan is excited about having this baby, Rohan is not going to want to be without his baby. But at the same time, he's going to university. Miki's going to be working, so they definitely need a babysitter. So Taku's like, hey, I'm here. I'm home all day. I don't work. I would love to take care of the baby while you guys are like busy. So that's basically what happened. So I like built a whole new wing on the house so that Miki and Rohan can move in. And Rohan has like a, what do you call it? An office, like a little office with a little nursery attached. It's the cutest thing. And so I'm having fun playing the game. But now it's Rodolfo's birthday. Everybody comes to Rodolfo's birthday party. Everybody's having a good time. And at the wedding of Miki and Rohan, I tried to get everybody to meet each other, but it was kind of difficult to do that and like have a good wedding at the same time. So I was going to finish making their relationships like while they were having Rodolfo's birthday party. So I had Rohan meet Jace's mom. Okay. So remember, Jace is Taku's husband. Okay. So basically what happened was they were sitting on the couch and I was like, okay, you guys should just get to know each other. And I'm having like either Jace or Taku like make the cake or like make snacks or whatever for everybody. So I'm not necessarily paying attention to them. But then next thing I know, it's like they go to risky woohoo in the closet. And I'm like, no, I'm just like, no, like my perfectly orchestrated family. Like, what is going on? Why is everything falling apart? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What could you possibly be thinking? Right? I'm freaking out. But I'm also thinking to myself, this is amazing. It's like when you use mods, they're constantly throwing you curveballs. Like they are constantly throwing you curveballs. So it's like it gives the game layers, and it gives you these situations where it's like you have to make tough decisions. So but this was the second time. It was like it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, now what am I going to do? Because I already built the wing on the house. We already moved the baby in. And, Taku's having the time of his life, like having a new baby in the house. And, Miki doesn't want the baby. Miki just wants to work, you know what I mean? And so, like, it's like, okay, this is the perfect situation. I don't have to have them adopt a new baby or whatever. So, but seriously, Jace's mom goes to, like, basically have sex with, Jace's husband's sister's husband, right? So it's like, I don't even know how to describe what that relationship is, but it's just so wrong. It is just so wrong. During little Rodolfo's birthday party. Like, are you kidding me? So what happened was I had to make some decisions, and it was fantastic. Like, basically, there were so many options for what to do. It was like Miki was angry, but she was also like playful and like confident and stuff. So I just made her simply angry. Like, you just be angry, right? And so then everybody is like trying to, without getting kids involved, because, it's a kid's birthday party. So there's kids everywhere as well as other people, everybody was invited. And so I'm like, okay. So they're like yelling at like Rohan like outside, and the kids keep coming by to like sit at the table and eat cake. And I'm like, guys, go back in the house. You're not supposed to see this, right? Go back in the house. And so basically we just rejected Rohan outright. Nobody even knows what the Rohan could have been. Oh, shouldn't curse. Nobody even knows what Rohan is thinking. Nobody even knows what Rohan could possibly be thinking, but he went and bumped Jace's like mom. And so, of course, Jace's dad was also there. His name is Cordell. Okay, so Cordell and Jace's... Okay, so this is the weird thing. Jace's mom, for some reason, constantly, and I mean constantly, first it was just Jace. After Taku moved in, then it was Taku. They had their kids. When they grew up to be kids, each of them started to get messages from this mom. And she's constantly been like, should we try for a baby? Should we try for a baby? Should we try for a... She asks us like every day. I'm not kidding you. And so here we have this horny mom, okay, who's just always wanting to have a baby. Try for a baby, right? And I'm always saying, no. She probably finally snapped, right? And was like, I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to do it with this Rohan kid. And so it's like, I can't believe it. So Cordell and her, though, did have another child. Like, so Jace has 2 younger sisters now. And so in the course of them growing up, I believe the first daughter was probably already a young adult. Yeah. She was already a young adult. And then the second daughter was a teen by that point. And they would just come by every now and then, as Sims do. And so I was not necessarily like excited about like managing like that household anymore, because Jace doesn't really like his family, but Taku is all about family. So Taku wants to get to know them and everything. So he wants a blended family. That's his whole big thing, is just family. And so I wasn't necessarily invested in them, but I felt so bad for Cordell. And it gave me this option, like divorce options of like who's splitting up, who's getting the property, who's going to take the teenage girl. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is like the most awesome thing I've ever done in any game ever. And it's just so good. It's just so good. It's so layered. So basically, I just simply had to decide what I was going to do. So I eventually had Abby, which is the mom, divorce Cordell, and the teenage girl went to go live with Cordell, and so now Abby lives alone in the original family home. And then I had the young adult daughter move in with Miki, kind of like a sisters are doing it themselves kind of situation of like, you know, two college age girls who are just kind of, you know, like you know, not necessarily lucky in love or whatever, but you know, they're just roommates and they're just gonna, you know, like, you know, try that for a while as opposed to what Miki was trying to do before. She kind of feels like she was reaching too high and it kind of blew up in her face. And so she's just kind of like, you know what? Forget it. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about. It's just that this kind of shock is just so crazy. Oh, and then also, of course, Miki divorced Rohan, and as she's living, you know, based on the situation of what happened, nobody, and I mean nobody, is like, yes, Maurice is going to go live with Rohan. Like literally nobody is like that, right? So basically, even though Rohan was excited about having the baby, you messed up, my man. So basically, nobody talks to the grandma anymore. If we're on a lot and the grandma shows up, we just immediately leave. We're like, we don't know her, we don't talk to her, don't even think about it. And so, but yeah, so we kidnapped Maurice because Miki doesn't want Maurice, and nobody's leaving Maurice with Rohan. We don't know where he is. We don't talk to him or anything. But during the course of the game, for whatever reason, Jenna and Kado had another baby. I named him Junta. I don't know what his original name was, but I named him Junta. And so now we have two toddlers. Because I can't help myself. I don't know where that baby came from. He was just a little baby brother to Taku. So now we have the three original kids, and they're just rock stars. And Jace is still doing his thing. He loves to just be outside doing his own thing. And Taku's just... Actually, no. I take that back. So the idea was that they moved into a nice house, like a little farmhouse. And the idea was that Jace was supposed to be on the outside, and Taku was supposed to be doing the gardening and basically taking care of the house, like on the inside, right? But that's not how it worked out. Like, basically, for whatever reason, it always works out that Jace is taking care of the babies more than Taku is. I don't know why that's happening. It's like Taku goes to take care of the garden, and I'm like, okay, I'll just have Jace get started. And then it never switched their places. It's kind of strange, but fun. Absolutely so fun. All right, so now I'll introduce the house. It unfortunately rendered out of order, and this is not the first time this has happened to me with this program, and yeah. But anyway, this is what it looks like when you're about to enter the house, and basically the shot from the front door. If you look around towards the stairs, and then another shot as you're going into the living room. A shot standing in the living room, looking towards the dining room. Moving a little bit further over, looking into the dining room. And now looking into the study. A shot from the study. And then if you're standing closer to the living room. A shot into the kitchen. Moving a little bit closer into the kitchen. And for some reason I forgot to shoot from the kitchen, which is really... I don't know. Anyway, the first floor bathroom from the toilet and looking at the door. And now we're on the balcony, little bridge thing, looking down. And this is what it looks like when you're going to the kids' room, which is kind of scary. But here's from the little turn in the staircase, which should have been before that. Okay, so here's the kids' bathroom. Very narrow, but very cute. And the master bedroom is out of order. The shot from the bathroom door. And now here's the kids' bedroom. Well, cramped, but cute. This is the master bath. Also cramped, but cute. And then a shot from by the sink. I love this bathroom. Okay, so now we're just gonna watch this sim who definitely doesn't live here, but is my test dummy. Oh, I don't know why, but at some point my stairs got deleted, so I had to put them back in. That was annoying. But anyway, enjoy him just like, you know, living in the house. It's livable. But also the problem is it has too much CC, so I can't put on a gallery. But it's so beautiful, I love it anyway. Oop. Okay, time for sleep. I don't know why I always show my Sims getting into bed. Thanks for watching.